Hello, welcome back to my channel and to day 24 of Vlogmas. We've officially ended the vlog portion of Vlogmas and entered the goal section at the end of the month. So every day for the next 6 days, you are going to have a video for me talking about my personal goals. And we will build our way up to end the year. So this video will be my December goals, then I will talk about Q4, and then I will wrap it all up with a nice pretty bow on how my overarching goals for 2023 went. And then we will do the reverse for 2024. I'll start with my 2024 goals and share those with you, which I have pretty much finalized at this point. I'm very excited about, and then break it down from there. I will do Q1 and then I will do January. Originally, I was going to kind of group some things together. I was going to group December and Q4, and then I was gonna group Q1 and January, but I mostly decided to split them up. Well, there's kind of two reasons. One is so that I can reference them better. The December Q4 is not really as important for referencing purposes, but for Q1 and January, I wanna be able to reference those two videos separately and send you back to the ones that make sense when I reference them. So I definitely wanted those to be separate. And then the other big reason is because my quarterly goals, I do talk about my business goals. And so it just felt kind of weird to put them together. Although I did do that right before maternity leave. I like lumped a bunch of stuff, quarterly goals and monthly goals all into one. But for the end of the year, I thought, nope, let's have it as 6. It's gonna end up being 6 separate, kind of shorter goal videos. So this one, like I mentioned, is all about my December action steps. And I'm gonna say something that I think I say to myself every single year this time of year, and then I forget every single year the following year. I don't want to set goals in December. Like, I just don't want to. I want to spend December, I mean, first off, December already gets overwhelmed between doing December daily, doing Vlogmas, and all of the other holiday stuff. Like, put aside the fact that I had a 3-month-old this year. December is already packed with lots of extra stuff that I want to do and spend my time doing. And then I always try to pile goals on top of that. Now this year, I feel like I did a little bit of a better job because some of these steps are directly related to those things that I just said, like December daily. I mean, some of it is like setting goals for the new year, but some of it was stuff that didn't need to be on here this month. And I am filming this video on December 15th. So we are only halfway through the month. And normally in a regular month, that would be like, oh, I still have so much time to work on my goals. And there's a couple action steps I'm gonna talk about in this video that I am still planning to tackle before the end of the month. But there's also some of them that I'm just like, what was I thinking? So let's start with the fully filled one-time action step section. So the first one is to have a conversation with my husband about the year and our plans. And that one is scheduled. We are both taking the last week of the year off, like the whole full week of Christmas. So we do have plans that week to talk about our plans for the year, and it's a lot. There's lots of things on that list. It actually feels a little silly that we keep adding things like, oh, we need to talk about this. It might take a couple of days. In truth, like, it might be more than just one conversation, but we are planning to have a good like plan for the year, discuss kind of some of our like who does what in the household kind of things. So that conversation is scheduled and will happen before the end of the month, the year. The next 3 steps were all related to my personal goals. So I guess I am glad that I put them on here, but even so, like, those would have gotten done. Like, I would have set my personal goals regardless of whether I put them on this piece of paper. And I think overall having this just adds a level of expectation for myself in December that I don't necessarily need. Again, we'll see. Next year, I may be like, just kidding. I want to have a piece of paper to check in with, because I've said before, I am so much more accountable to my goal sheet than I am to any other like to-do lists that I make. So anyways, the next 3 were all about getting my personal goals figured out. And I have done the reflection part. I have done the picking and defining. I have it all checked off, even though I feel like I'm not 100% on them, but I'm pretty good at them. Today, I'm only filming the like 2023 wrap-up videos. I'm giving myself the weekend to think about and like finalize my 2024 stuff and film that next week. The piece of my 2024 goal prep that I have not done is breaking down my goals. Now, do I have action step ideas that came up during the first 2 steps? Absolutely. But I still need to take some serious time to actually break down those goals before the year starts. And then the last step that was part of my goal, 2024 goal prep, is creating a vision board. And I don't know if I'm gonna do this. I haven't decided yet. I definitely am not gonna do a big physical vision board that I have done in the past. I think that worked well for the period of my life that I made those for and where it lived on my desk, and I really liked that. I don't work sitting at my desk as much as I used to. I'm working in other places. And so I'm thinking more that my vision board might be like the computer background, but at the same time, I also like my computer background to be like nice and clean and not have any distractions. So I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna make a vision board. If I make one, it will be digital. Like I will make it in Canva. I will not be doing any kind of physical vision boarding. And then do I make a business one? Do I make a personal one? Do I combine them? No, I probably won't do that. Anyway, I'm thinking about it. If I do decide to do that for the new year, I will probably vlog, like do it in a vlog. I probably won't make it its own whole separate video, but I will share it with you if I decide to do that. The next thing on the list was to work on like the January schedule. And I guess this does technically still need to happen. Kind of like some of the other steps, this is something that probably would have happened regardless of whether I put it on this piece of paper. Like the routine and rhythm of like my mom and Sam and I discussing who's watching Lila when, who's working when, all the things we have going on. Like we have to do that anyway. And I feel like we have a rhythm and a routine for that now. The next one-time step was to move some money around, and I have not done that yet. That got lumped in with the conversation with Sam that I'm having. So it is scheduled because I'm gonna do it all in one thing, because talking about finances got lumped into that conversation that we're having the last week of the year. The next one-time step was to figure out what I'm doing for my physical health in January, and that one I did do. I did make a decision on what I'm gonna do program-wise, etc. I'm not gonna share that because I might include that in my goals, but honestly, I might not. I don't actually have, spoiler alert for a goal, I don't actually have a physical health specific goal for 2024. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be pieces of physical health that is going to fall into some of the other goals, but it's not its own big focus. And now that doesn't mean that I'm not going to move my body and drink water and all of the things that I want to do to take care of myself. It's just not going to be a goal that I'm focusing on in the new year. So I'm going to save kind of the decision I've made, but that might, whether it comes up in a goal video or it might come up in like a vlog or a plan with me or something at some point. The last two steps are related to cards and gifts for the holidays, which again, I guess this is something that would have happened this year regardless of whether it was on this list. So the first one is holiday cards, and I talked about this in a vlog. Which vlog? I cannot remember. If I can figure out which one it is, I will link it. But basically the summary is that my husband and I decided we're gonna send New Year's cards instead of holiday cards. So I have not ordered those yet. That is okay. I feel okay about that. Gifts. Oh, I'm so frustrated because I feel like I'm in a good place with gifts. I have one more, like I have one thing to buy. Let me put it that way. The sibling I have, which by the time this video goes live, those gifts will have already been given. Not that he watches my videos, but my sibling that I have, I'm getting a perishable item that goes with the gift. So I have all of the other pieces, but I haven't bought the perishable item yet because it's the 15th. So that is the only shopping I have left to do. And then I have not wrapped or shipped anything, which at this point, my extended family might be getting it after Christmas. But I am also waiting for one more gift to come in the mail before I can send stuff out, if that makes sense. Anyway, so progress there, not done. Feeling a little bit stressed though about that not being done. I guess overall, the one-time steps, pretty good. Weekly steps, not so good. So the weekly plan, again, kind of like planning for January. I feel like we have a rhythm and routine there. I'm not concerned about it. We do that and it has been working. The other weekly action items. First off, reconciliation got on my list and I didn't even want it to be there. And so I've been staring at it all month. And even if I'd crossed it off, I think it still would be staring at me in the face. I talked in last month's goals video about that particular step and why I wanted it removed, and I'm not worrying about it until the new year. Working out is a different story. I started off really strong with that goal and I felt like I was determined and committed to finishing that goal throughout the month and making it a priority. And then about halfway, not even, maybe like day 10 in a vlog, I was like, you know what? No, this, like working out and it being on my goals list is adding more pressure to me than I think the benefit of the workout would be. There are other priorities this month. That 30 minutes, while it is only 30 minutes, is for me this month better spent doing something else. So the first week, did them all. After that, the second week, first week did them all. Second week, felt guilty about not doing them. The third week and beyond, let it go and feel good about that decision. The daily steps. this is where I feel like I could have left it all off. So I think in retrospect, here's the conclusion. Maybe December goals need to just be the one-time steps, just a list of things, no kind of habit-based things, because there's so much else going on in the month. So the paired app, I haven't hardly been doing my morning routine this month, and when I do it, I skip that step because it's just, again, the time, I'm like moving on. So hopefully that will get picked up again in the new year. For now, that one is to the side. December daily, I am working on it. I was using the goal tracker as more of like a, where am I at in the December daily? Okay, like sure, Laken, you can use it that way. It's not holding me accountable. It's not making me want to do it any faster. I'm doing it at a pace that feels good with what else I have going on. I don't want to even say behind, but I am not as far along as I have been in prior years, but I'm okay with that. And I'm still gonna finish the project, and it is what it is. So I did not need to put that on my goal sheet. And then the water one, to be honest, most of those days I've been guessing on that check mark, like whether or not I got it. I haven't really been tracking. I just kind of have been going off how I feel. Like, do I feel hydrated? And well, that's helpful. Like, I'm looking at this and seeing how many check marks, it doesn't mean a whole lot to me. So that might be the conclusion. December needs to not have any weekly or daily action items for me anyways. So those are my December goals. It's again, only the 15th. I still have 2 weeks left of the month, but those 2 weeks to me aren't necessarily focused on goals per se. To me, those items are to-do list items. They would have gotten done anyways. And in my mind, the goals list are things that I need that I need to do or want to do above and beyond my regular to-do list type items. And that is not necessarily how December is panning out. The next week is gonna be all focused on work and wrapping up work for the year. And then the last week is gonna be focused on the holidays and relaxing. So neither of those things I feel like need to be on my goal sheet right now. So I don't know what the conclusion is here. There's nothing on the sheet I think that I did that I wouldn't have done anyway. And so I probably didn't need it for December. I think that's the conclusion. So that is a wrap on the last monthly goals video of 2023. Excited to continue to do these videos in the new year. If you're new here, those videos are typically a wrap up of the prior month and then the setup for the upcoming month. Again, because we're at the end of the year, I'm not gonna do it that way. I'm just talking about December, and then the January action steps will be its own video coming very soon. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. Again, I have a goals video coming at you every day for the next, after this one, 5 more days of goals videos. And then in the new year, I have lots of videos coming at you to help you achieve your personal goals. Thank you so much for watching. But I decided to split them up, I decided to split them up for, let me say that again. Wow, I cannot talk.